Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe I should call my YouTube channel "Ladies and Gentlemen," huh? Because I say that more so every time or I say that every time I start a video. But that's just how I flow with it, right? But I do want to say I appreciate the people that came from the other YouTube channel. That is great. Some familiar faces there and or channel names there that I do recognize and remember and know. So that is awesome to see there. I appreciate the support. It is awesome that you guys commented and you're here. And now I don't feel like I'm flying so under the radar where some people can actually, who value my content, can actually benefit and have some fun alongside me once more. But to all of you that are new, welcome back, and it is going to be great to do another video today. It is going to be on ICP, Internet Computer Protocol. But I have my channel up here, and I'm just glad here because we're inching up there. We did have 19, I believe, yesterday, or in and around there, and now there's 31, so that's cool on the subscriber count. Today is going to be the 6th video, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. We do have right here Internet Computer Protocol. It is ranked number 47 on CoinGecko. Again, I favor CoinGecko. I always come to this and do my charting analysis since the beginning, right? So what we have is their chart here, okay? And I went ahead and scaled this over here because they have a big move down, it seems, from way up high. And we really don't need that high for anything, right? We want to see where it kind of settled itself and it started to do some up and down movement there, okay? Rather than just a free fall. That's really not going to give me anything except for an all-time high in the future that could be hit. But there's more things to consider and talk about that line up for us. And so let's get right to it. Let me go ahead and grab, ICP's at $5.89 right now. So that is cool. I do like ICP. I personally do own a few there, but the reason why I'm doing today's video is for tomorrow's and the one after that. So there are some nice tokens on ICP that I have that I really like, and they're highly speculative, but they have great potential. Okay, so do look out for that video tomorrow and the following day too when I post those. So yeah, I think that's going to be a nice little treat there. Fingers crossed, right? Let's hope they do well. But anyhow, ICP's got some good stuff going for it. You guys can do your own research on ICP there. But let's go ahead and look into everything here, right? We got some highs back here and some highs over here. Remember, we are at $5.89. I mean, all my tools in the way, I got to use it anyway. But so we're at $5.89, which is pretty good. But if you look over here, this is currently where we're at. Let's go ahead and grab this tool, and we're right there. Okay, so you're saying, okay, those of you who've been holding for quite some time for the last 2 years, and even before that, right? This is the time to buy in on crypto, right? We all know that the highly speculative, high risk, right? And it seems low reward. But for those of you that are setting yourselves up for the future and where the world is taking us into that digital age more so, you're kind of loading up and you're getting on board the ship, right? It's taking off and is about to sail, hopefully to the moon there, right? So that's what we're kind of doing. We're just filling our bags up and getting prepared. So now we have this square I showed us, right, where price is at, okay? I want to remind you, we're looking at a big chart here, but keep an eye where price is really low there, but it's kind of has a little leg up there, right? Because cryptos overall have been kind of moving up just a tad there, right? So let's go ahead and begin. We're going to draw our lines here. We're going to look for the simplicity of things and find the patterns here, right? So what we're going to do is automatically start to find it. Oh, let's see. Well, I don't need all that. Just want the color. There we go. Do black. We can see it nice and easy there. Okay, mouse is getting stuck. There we go. There we are. Okay. And so I'm going to put that in the future there. We can see this high kind of wanted to go upwards, but the bears knocked it down there. And let's go ahead and extend that back. We see a nice low that hit that area there, another high right there. So we say, okay, that makes sense, right? Perfect. Let's go ahead and extend that low there into the future. And that hits in and around the $0 mark. We don't want it to go there, right? It doesn't seem to appear to be the case over since what, January of 2024, past that. So in and around this area, right? It went down, but it never came close to even touching this until this year, right? It's kind of going down even more there, and you're thinking, okay, well, what's going on with that? You know, this little up move here doesn't give me enough courage to kind of jump in on this potentially, right? Because it looks like all it's been doing is going diagonally down and making lower highs there. And that's true, right? But we do have a nice, beautiful pattern here, right? Time-tested pattern, and that is giving us a support line. So that's good enough for me to look at this and say, hey, it can reach this low, right? Before potentially doing a bounce. Okay, at least I have something in my mind that tells me what we're doing and where we're at, and there are key levels. Okay, that's the main thing. It's not just where we're at and where we're going, but key levels, right? Support, resistance for myself here, right? And that's what I kind of see there with that. So let's go ahead and extend this right here. Grab that and extend it on over. Make sure we get those highs. And ladies and gentlemen, look at that. Beautiful, right? We got the high here. See the red in between, it's kind of reaching up there. But you can see they're both highs extended into the future. We got a low here, bouncing, and then it rejected itself, right? So now you know why it didn't go down to this lower low here, right? The absolute low. Instead, it wanted to play in and around where these highs were, right? So you have a bounce, it went up and kind of tried to reach up to this one here and said, no, we're not ready to go that high up a resistance. We're going to fake them out and just kind of start taking profit and going down, right? And so traders are like kind of grabbing their hair and thinking, what's going on here, right? Speculators, people that are looking to buy in, and they just have to wait. See, if they would have known that this existed back here, they would have said, oh, look, we'll wait for it to bounce here, right? Potentially, you could buy in here, right? Dollar cost average along the way, that's good. But at least you know that this chart has some nice setups, okay? So for ICP. So you do see it come down and it's bottomed right here with precision, okay? Right on that low. You could even move the trend line down a little bit, even if you didn't draw correctly or if it's off a little bit. You know, you give yourself some wiggle room right there. You can see it's in and around the area, okay? Nothing's ever going to be perfect, right, when you draw your lines, but you're close enough. You see what I mean? It just makes sense. So now it bounces right here and it's kind of inching its way up. So this is a strong support line, and it has failed to break lower below that support line there for quite some time now. Even back here, it didn't do it, right? But now it's actually touching that line and hovering on it there. So if we see some favorable things with the market, we could go on up to the upside, right? Possibly. That's what I'm looking at with ICP. We're keeping it simple. We got our pattern right there. That right there enough shows me this is a nice buy opportunity right here. If it goes down, hey, you know, just it's a good buy opportunity, but why not get in on these lows here, Aaron? That's what you think for yourself, right? Instead of somewhere up here. I don't know if you can see my little marker, like in the middle or higher than that. There's possible retest areas here for resistance. That's way up there, okay? But look at, that's in and around almost $20. So if you're looking at ICP now at $5.89, it wouldn't be a bad idea to kind of scoop some of these up on their absolute low before they go up here, because you can already see there's been one peak, a second peak, and these two peaks indeed make what? A nice, beautiful trend line. But more importantly, they make what, ladies and gentlemen? They make this beauty right here. Perfect. Nice, simple, and fun. Oh, the high's a little higher there. So there we go. So they make that right there. Okay, so there's another resistance level that it can reach, right? It kind of goes like a little descending triangle there, right? Kind of like down right here, and let's draw this right here. Okay, and we have the lows, and I think that's exactly where it's having some trouble. Right on that low there, okay? You can see it's inching up there, but it's kind of shy. It's like, wow, this is pretty powerful. It's already had to deal with the pattern before it, right? And think, oh man, this is tough. I can't reach down there and touch that lowest low, but I will respect the highs of it. So now it's made its own little pattern here in the future here, or in the past, shorter past time frame rather than longer past time frame. And now it's kind of dealing with these lines here, and it's saying, oh man, I'm kind of squashed in between this. Now we can see why it went down, touched that line, and then got smashed right there. Okay, and then it went down a little bit, hovered there, and it's just kind of, it's got a lot to deal with right here, right? It's got probably a lot of anxiety, and it's thinking, oh man, how am I going to break out of this, you know, this little sow here? And then when I do go up, I got another resistance level right here, but at least I can come up here and then have a nice floor to kind of sit and stand on, and provide that nice support there for me, so I can kind of rest a little bit. But by doing so and being up here, I will have already made the people down here profit for being up here, which is a higher area than at least this low here that it's been rejected on for so long, right? So it could kind of inch its way up here and then find support there before going higher right here. Baby steps, ladies and gentlemen. It could indeed go up here, form another pattern, but then look, it has that kind of like triangle, right, from these highs here and of course these highs right here. So the necklines and the highs there create a nice little trend. So if it can break out of that, I would see a nice move to hit this other trend line right here. So it's familiar territory, the $20. It hit once before back here, a second time right here. And now let's just go ahead and see, right? Because we have lines, but you got to make sense of the lines. And that's what I'm here for, right? To explain that to you. So that way you can have your aha moments, right? Now, the other thing is over here, we're going to draw this really quick here. Well, I tried to, but you know, my hands on my mouse. Oh. Okay. There we go. And that's beautiful. What a beautiful close. So now we'll grab that high there in the red. Right there. We'll draw that this way right here. Now we can see that that broke and went up a little bit there. But of course it got in range here and kind of went diagonally down there. There are other things in there too, but I'm not going to draw those because I'm on big and it's already kind of getting messy with our eyes. So let's go ahead and draw this high here. Okay. And we're extending it to our pattern's last high, which was right here on that leg. Okay. Into the future. And look at that. Oh man. ICP, man, you got oh boy. You know, you got a breakout right here, but you also got that resistance right there. So I think that if this thing can break out here, we're going to have a nice move back in around here. And you can see in the past, we had that nice move up and down, right? Within that, and then a breakout of it. So you see how it's kind of moving. When it comes down here, it's really shy and it's really condensed. You see back here, when it was in this channel last time, it's really condensed, right? It moves really slow and kind of sideways all through here, right? For a long time. But then when you go up higher into this area here, we have a nice bigger movement there, right? And down below in this one, if we extend this back here, we don't have that, right? We have a nice move down. We can see it's kind of moving nice and strong right here for a bit. Even right here, it moves nice and strong. But then you just get this, right? Where it's just completely smashed. Really low, really shy right in there. That's kind of what it's doing right now, okay? So it looks, this doesn't last forever, okay? And we did have that real shyness right there. We had to move up and a breakout of that same trend line right there, right? So that's exactly what it's doing right now. And it could break up this all-time high right here from the chart, what we see so far, what I put. To this one right here, right? Our last one that completed the pattern. Put that triangle there, right? So now we can get a breakout of that and hopefully rest on support here and make some bigger moves right in there, okay? So I hope you guys see that. I hope you understand what's going on there. It is favorable for this cryptocurrency. Worst case scenario, it dips below here and falls back into this area here, and we'll probably get some very low movement for a little while. But if it does, I don't expect it to be there that long at all before kind of breaking this trend line right here and then going up back into our little channel right in here, okay? But I do think that it has potential to move up and then play in around this support level right there. Okay, I don't know what that is on the dollar value, but it does look really nice, and I can see that kind of forming there. And if so, well, great. But yeah, that's what I have there for ICP. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Get ready for the next videos here that I kind of really want to do. I kind of wanted to get ICP out of the way there because it is the main blockchain or network thing that holds the tokens that I want to talk about. Okay, so there you have it. ICP is cool to have for me there. Ladies and gentlemen, trade at your own risk. I'm not a professional. I don't give financial advice, right? So do read my description there below, and there is the disclaimer that I put down there. All right, take care, ladies and gentlemen. Have a nice one. Till next video. Bye-bye.